Hi, welcome to my Flosstube channel, North of the Border Stitcher. My name is Sherry, and I'm from Pennsylvania, but I live here in Canada in a little town called Raymond, Alberta. I've been here for the past 13 years. I love Canada, but sometimes I miss the rolling hills and colors of Pennsylvania. I got involved in Flosstube a few months ago when I discovered Lori Holt with her Flosstube as well as her quilting channel. And I quickly started watching some other Flosstubers as well. I like to watch Javagirl, Brenda and the Serial Starter, the Saltbox Stitcher, Elizabethanncanstitch. And so I thought, well, why not try starting one of myself? I haven't seen very many Canadian quilters and cross-stitchers, and I'm not really sure how many might have a Flosstube channel. So I thought I'd reach out and try to make some more Canadian friends as well as some American friends and show you what I've been stitching. My husband says that I've been born in the wrong century. I collect crocs, cows, chickens, and I like old things, which probably includes him, so he should be glad. Anyway, I will show you my projects. I like to do embroidery, cross-stitch, needlepoint, crocheting, and quilting. Mostly my cross-stitch has been full coverage projects or birth samplers, things like that. Most of my items that I've made through the years, I've given away. And so now I'm starting to make a few more things for myself. So, one of the first YouTubes that I discovered was Jen Crafts, and she has a YouTube video on how to make the vinyl project bags. So I've made a lot of project bags, and so now I need to fill them up. So the first thing I'd like to show you today is my Plum Street Sampler Autumn sock boxes. All right, and here's how far I am. I have replaced some of the threads. I don't know what they are today. I will tell them to you in another video. I did make this little needle minder. I've made a few of them, and that's another thing that I'm into. Okay, so for Needle Mania, I want to finish, not Needle Mania, Stitch Mania. I want to finish this one. Oh, I also follow the proper stitcher. She's fairly new too. All right. I just want to say that I use all kinds of things for my project bags. This is like a pencil portfolio that you can put in a binder. So I use that for some of my smalls. Cross-stitching is very expensive here in Canada, and I've been trying to find more Canadian sites that I can buy things from, but a lot of my purchases come from 123stitch.com down in the States. And so part of my Flosstube is also about finding free projects as well as thrifting and finding things at thrift stores that I can use in my projects. This is a free la-di-da pattern. It's called Letters and Leaves. And and this is what it looks like. I switched out, they called for black and maybe a red or a green, but I switched it out for a red and a green. This is done on 14 count. It was originally white, and I followed Lori Holt's YouTube video on how to dye your fabric. And so this is tea dyed, and I like it a lot. And so I have some other pieces that I'm going to work with the with this dyed fabric. Here's a big old quilted project bag that I made last week. And I made a little, this is quick, little video that somebody else put up too on YouTube to make a lined little bag. And I keep all my extra floss in this one for this project because there's a lot of floss. This one I have, this is a big needle minder that I have on here. And I like to lay this down and put my threads on there while I'm working on it. This I also made from one of Lori Holt's videos about how to make project boards. And this pattern is a full coverage pattern. It's called Autumn Town. By Autumn Lane Stitchery. And it calls for a 28 count linen called Apple Harvest, but I didn't have that, and this is what I have done so far. And this fabric is 28 count Springfield Sage Lugana. This is the first project that I've ever done using any kind of linen, and I rather like it. And I just do in-hand stitching. I haven't been using any embroidery hoops or Q-snaps or anything like that on this one. Okay. So that one's been taking a lot of my time. That's basically what I'm working on right now. I have a lot of projects that I looked through my cross stitch, and I find that I've started lots and lots of things, but never completely finished lots of things. So that's one of the things I'm hoping to remedy with my Flosstube channel, is to get more finally finished objects instead of UFOs, unfinished objects. I use this small journal as my cross stitch book, and I'm just now getting started in putting that in here. I thought I wrote something in here, but there. Yeah, just where I can just put the project name, the fabric, the floss, if I've switched anything out, things like that. So that's how I'm going to keep track of my cross stitch projects. And then I have another book. I made this big, huge Sherry's Quilt Project books. And what I did here, beginning of the year, I printed off a calendar for every month of the year. And then over here on the left, I write down the things that I've started or finished during the year, during that month. And then on the date, I indicate what I started working on. So if I finished a baby quilt one day, and then I put on here where I started things. This cross stitch I'm waiting to get back. I just recently finished that and sent that off to the framers. So that one I think I worked on for about 10 years. So anyway, behind the calendars then, I've got numbered tabs, and then each numbered tab has a pocket envelope that I can put the quilt pattern in. This I can write who it's for, when it was started. I can make drawings, sketches, things like that, or take pictures and put them in here. And so I have space in here for 8 different projects. This one is going to be my jelly roll rug which I haven't started yet, but I do have all the fabric for it. I actually bought sheets at thrift stores, so I have those to cut up, and I will be sewing a jelly roll rug. I have other rugs that I've crocheted, but I don't have any that I've sewn, so I like to do that. So this is one of my thrifting things, is that I made this myself. All right, some up-and-coming projects that I'd like to make later this year. I'm not starting them yet, but the first one I have is this, the Scarlet House Autumn Alphabet. I find that I think I like alphabet samplers a lot. This is a cat needle minder that I made. Look how big that magnet is. So I have that, and I'm going to be doing that on 28 count Lugana Antique White. All right, this is a free pattern that I found. I'm not sure if I found it on Pinterest, but it is a complimentary design from Plum Street Samplers. It's a Christmas sampler, so I made Little Santa needle minder. And I made, of course, a little Christmas bag so that I can put a Christmas project in there. And this one's called Our Savior's Birth. And it says, Happy Birthday, Lord, and has a lot of trees and some reindeers and a star on it. Again, that's a freebie from Plum Street, and you can probably find that on Facebook or Pinterest. It has lots of greens and a red. So okay, another one that I just recently got. Here's another needle minder I made. This was from a necklace. Is Plum Street Samplers, the Milk and Cream Company, because it has a cow. And that I'm going to be doing on, I think that's an antique lace, 14 count fabric. And this one is a very old pattern from Bent Creek that I probably got at a yard sale or something. It's called the Swirly Sampler. Here we go. And it is actually from 1998. But I'm going to be doing that on an 18 count Ada Rustico light oatmeal. And this is another of my Christmas bags that I made. And this is, I guess, new haul. I just saw this the other day. This is the temperature tree, and I downloaded that, and it follows the temperatures, the high temperatures for the day for a whole year. And we do get some good variation in our temperatures. So I haven't started that yet, but I have already gotten all my high temperature dates printed off, ready to go on that one. Oh, like I said, those Neodymium Magnets. These are the smaller ones I got. I got these at Michael's. Some other new haul things that I got. And I'm going to try to put links down below. But this is all really overwhelming and new for me, and I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to master that for today, but if not, I'll eventually get to them. But I ordered these. These are stitch minders. No, they're not. Well, they're floss holders, okay? And I got 5 of them. And I got those on Amazon. 5-piece embroidery floss organizers. There's 20 holes, 22 holes in each one. And they even came with stickers so that you could, you know, mark that. So I'm going to use those. These were like $16 here off of Amazon.ca in Canada. And so that's like a little over $3 for each one. I thought that was a great deal. Another thing that I just recently got was stick-on library card pockets. They're clear and the card goes down in them normally. I thought I had a card, but I don't see it right now. And so I'm going to stick these on the back of my projects and then just still write on the cards like when I made it, what I made it on, who it was for, if I changed out the threads, things like that. So the pack I got these on Amazon too, and they were like 32 of these self-adhesive, and they really stick. Okay, so I'd like to, oh, new haul. Yes, I just got this today. I've been ordering things like crazy on the internet, and my husband's like, what's being delivered today? Anyway, I just got this Liberty, so I'll probably start working on that